Hello, my fellow classmates and Miss Pearson. My name is Aaron Lewis. Today, I want to explain why I picked The Office as my favorite piece of media. One of the main reasons is because of how relatable it is. And let's be honest, how many of you can honestly say that you cannot relate to at least one character on The Office? But we'll go more in depth in that in a second. Because first of all, I want to talk about when I was introduced to The Office. So I was introduced to The Office around 2015 from my future wife. But one day, I guess you can say I was fortunate enough that my wife forced me to actually sit down and watch the show. She had always told me how amazing the show is, but to be honest, I think I judged a book by its cover, so I never tried to sit down and watch it. So I've liked a lot of shows. Everybody has. The Walking Dead, so on and so forth. But I've never been able to watch a show more than once. This show I can watch multiple times. I think one of the main reasons why I have such a strong emotional connection towards The Office is due to how relatable it is. And I don't mean just relatable by how relatable the characters are, but also the storyline as well. When you talk about Jim and Pam, they almost have an identical story to my wife and I. We were best friends all through high school as well. Towards the end of high school, I decided I wanted to confess my love to my best friend at the time. Unfortunately for me and Jim, during our confessing of our love, we got completely rejected. And that wasn't fun at all. So we both ended up moving away. Jim transferred to another branch in Stanford. I, however, moved out of state to Georgia. Luckily for me, my future wife had reached out to me on a prehistoric social media website that you may have never heard of called MySpace. I saved up and I moved back here maybe 4 or 5 months later, and ever since then we have been together. So I feel so strongly connected to the show just on how well they were able to hit a home run with that storyline. Because I know for a fact that my wife and I are not the only ones with a similar story. The main reason The Office inspired me is because how much of a huge impact they were able to make on so many Americans with such little budget compared to big TV shows. They have no CGI. They don't need any special effects. It's just everybody acting like in an improv way. It's just fun, all around fun, and people loved it. This is something that inspired me to want to be a filmmaker or get into film. I want to be a part of this. I want to be able to be the person to give somebody this emotional connection towards a TV show. If I'm able to make a story where somebody else is able to relate to as much as I was able to relate to this show, then I'll feel like I did something that I would be proud of. And that's pretty much the reason I picked The Office as my favorite media. So thank you guys very much, and until next time, I'll see you in class.